Big Match, production number 4086, recorded 28th March 76, part 1, take 1.
And don't forget, keep the aggression all the way.
Welcome again to the big match, and today we feature the dramatic game between Queen's Park Rangers, the First Division leaders, and Manchester City. And from that game, we have two guests, Mike Doyle, the skipper of Manchester City, and here in the studio with us, Don Masson, the Queen's Park Rangers midfield man. We support that game with the important one from the top of the Second Division as Bolton Wanderers take on Chelsea. And for our third match, we bring you the goals as Coventry City meet Newcastle United. Also today, the final 6 in our Golden Goals competition of 1976. And it's today that you can start to vote. But first we pick up the action at Loftus Road. Queen's Park Rangers against Manchester City, where our two guests today both laboured under something of a handicap. Don Masson with a swollen right ankle, you can see the strapping there under the sock, an injury he'd received in training earlier in the week. And for Manchester City, of course, their skipper, Mike Doyle, who comes to this game suffering from German measles that was already attacking him when he played for England on Wednesday. Now the two teams, Queen's Park Rangers without fullback Dave Clement suspended, so Don Shanks gets his first game of the season. Skipper Jerry Francis is back, having recovered from a heel injury. Mick Leach is the sub. So that then is the Queen's Park Rangers lineup. But what about Manchester City? In their side is a 17-year-old Gary Owen at number 8, only his second game. Colin Bell and Dave Watson both missing still, a team that is lying 6th in the table. The referee today is Terry Bosey, who comes from Wolverhampton. And in the crowd, the England team manager Don Revie. There he is towards the back there. And there's also a whole handful of Queen's Park Rangers fans from Scandinavia who come here regularly on a weekend package trip. In all, 29,983, 17 short of a full house.
So Rangers in the hoops kick-off, attacking the goal to our left. Manchester City in red and black striped shirts. And Rangers beginning now this crucial run-in towards the league championship. Top of the table, here's Jerry Francis now. 6 games to go, 4 of them at home. And obviously crucial to them that they pick up every possible point, particularly in their home games. Playing against the League Cup holders, here's Bowles. Now Willie Donachie for Manchester City. No goals when the teams met at Main Road earlier this season. The Rangers obviously badly want to improve on that. Here's Masson. Beaten by a combination of Manchester City players and Barnes now, and Donachie right up there. Played back for Alan Oakes. Now it'll come for Dave Thomas. Ball for Jerry Francis. Givens away out on the right. Hughes backing off. Thomas going outside him again. And Givens taking it a little too far there. Blustery wind here at Loftus Road today, particularly out there in the middle. Racer Hartford for Peter Barnes, into Alan Oakes for Manchester City. Themselves 6 in the table, cut out by John Hollins. Nice bit of play, Masson. Francis. Play on. Shanks. McClintock. He's been through all these pressures before. Gibbons taken nicely on his body. Gillard making the run down the left. A little bit of acceleration. The ball wouldn't quite run for him. Keegan for Man City. Hartford. Gary Owen. 17 years old. Gillard. Bowles playing it off again to Gillard. Webb's header. Owen versus Webb. And a foul by David Webb on the 17-year-old and a free kick to Manchester City. Flicked on by Stewart. Here's Royal now for Manchester City. And a shot that called for a save from Phil Parks. Givens. Masson. Nice play. Bowles. Also nice play, but can Thomas get to this one? Not quite. As he heard with the photographers, it was a nice and interesting move down that left flank for QPR, involving Masson and Bowles doing some good work. Manchester City man, of course, himself, Stan Bowles. Here's Hartford, and now Donaghy. Well, they'll go into the path of Asa Hartford again. Well, couldn't quite turn it back. Webb, a simple job. Now Hollins. Bowles and Givens. Bowles again. Jerry Francis gone on the far side of that area, and Francis is there with a header. Booth. Stopped by Masson. Stan Bowles' header. The feet were very high there, both by Francis and by Donaghy. I think it was a genuine attempt for two men to go for the same ball without a great malicious intent, although the referee is bringing out the book and he's booking Jerry Francis. In spite of the protestations of Mike Doyle, Jerry Francis goes into the book. Bound to say that seems a little harsh to me. And I think if you book him, you've also got to book Willie Donaghy, who came in with his feet equally high. Unless it was something that Francis did after that particular incident. But a free kick then to Manchester City. Doyle with it. Curled towards Booth, who'd gone right up there, and Joe Royal off the top of Royal's head, a goal kick. Still having a word with the referee about that booking. Thomas. Well, obstruction in the area, that had to be an indirect free kick, surely. But it wasn't given. And Masson now takes it up again for Rangers. Now there's a bit of space here for Thomas again. And a cross off Mike Doyle for the corner to QPR. McClintock up, Webb also up. And Joe Royal going back to add a bit of height in that Manchester City defence. Doyle organising, Thomas with the corner. Masson, Shanks. Nice ball there played by Shanks for Thomas. He can really take him on, and he's beaten Owen this time. Oh, a tremendous shot across the face of the goal that wanted a touch, and in fact, it was Webb and McClintock, the two defenders, who were right in that City 6-yard area, who couldn't quite apply the touch. There's Keegan. Royal. It's Masson's. Nice ball there, beautifully weighted there by Masson for Francis. Equally so for Don Givens onto the left foot. Well, he'll be annoyed with that. It was a lovely move, and the ball will take a fair bit of retrieving from that schoolyard. Right across that terracing from the ground. A lovely move, played beautifully into the path of Givens, and just where he likes to have them, on his left foot. And he'll be annoyed that he didn't do better than that. And a substitution being made for Manchester City. Joe Royle is going off. Injured a couple of 3 minutes ago. Kenny Clements coming on. Kenny Clements, who used to be an assistant groundsman at Main Road. Now it's with Asa Hartford. Clements. Hartford. He's had a terrific season for Manchester City, but he lost it there to McClintock, and here's Thomas. Bowles playing it back again for Dave Thomas. Gerard Keegan going with it. Doyle filling in behind. Oh, great shot! And Gary Owen gets it away, but that really was a lovely piece of play again by Dave Thomas, with a tremendous whiplash shot at the end of it. Very nearly went home. Givens now for Bowles. Played wide again. Once more for Dave Thomas. Back this time for Jerry Francis. And again for Thomas. Gillard going up fast. Good run. Well timed. Oh, and across the face of the goal. It wanted a touch from Masson and didn't quite get it. Still in play on that far side. Good low cross into the arms this time of Corrigan. But a beautifully timed run a moment ago from Ian Gillard. And the low cross coming in that 6-yard area. Don Masson was closest to it, but couldn't get the touch. Shanks. Free kick. It's done well, Don Shanks, the number 2. Can't be easy to come into a side like QPR so close to the end of the season when it means so much to them, for his first game, but he's done really well. McClintock over then with the free kick. Givens right up there, Webb right up there, Hollins there too! Oh my goodness, how did that fail to go in? Beautiful break by Rangers. Hollins was right on it. It looked to be going into the goal, hit the post, came back. Webb tried to get it in, but fouled Corrigan, and a free kick was given. City foul. Owen beaten by Webb. Owen again, but beaten this time by Masson. Bowles beating Masson again. Givens might get to this one. Now, plenty of Rangers players are up. Dave Thomas is one of them. Jerry Francis has gone to the far side of the box. Bowles letting it run. Across the goal there. Oh, and against the crossbar off Alan Oakes. Bowles says, what have we got to do to score? Alan Oakes clipping that one, and the ball going past Corrigan and against the City crossbar. And another escape for Manchester City, and another piece of bad luck for Queen's Park Rangers, and a free kick for them now. Masson will take this. Little chip there towards David Webb. A couple of very important winners this season for QPR as David Webb. One here against Manchester United, one against Stoke last week, and indeed against Stoke here as well. That's 3. Donaghy. Clements. Number 4 from McClintock. And out by Doyle. This is one for Parks to gather, which he does. All in one movement finds Dave Thomas. Francis. Masson urging Shanks to go forward. Here's Thomas. Free kick. It was a very tough challenge by Hartford on Thomas there. A free kick to Rangers. About a minute to go to half-time. Well, there's no better time to nick a goal than now. And they won't do it by getting offside. Peter Barnes. Webb cutting it out. Oakes turning it back. Gillard's header this time. Jerry Francis. Bowles. Beautiful touch there by Bowles. Nice play there by Francis. Beautifully for Givens. Thomas outside. It's more like it from Rangers. And a good shot, but straight at Joe Corey. Hit firmly with power, but straight at the big man. And a lovely sweeping move from one end of the field to the other by Queen's Park Rangers. Ending up with that Thomas shot. As the whistle goes for half-time, Rangers have had the better of it, but have nothing to show for it. Twice they've hit the woodwork, once with John Hollins, and once when Alan Oakes hit it against his own crossbar. So there's still everything to play for. In fact, Jerry Francis is looking for something at the moment. Something that was obviously probably a medal that he had round his neck, and the referee had it all the time. Well, that solved that little mystery at any rate. So we leave you with a half-time score then at Loftus Road that reads Queen's Park Rangers 0, Manchester City 0, and we'll be right back with the second half. So welcome back to Loftus Road as Manchester City now kick off and attack the goal to our left. A crucial 45 minutes here for Queen's Park Rangers as Givens now finds Dave Thomas. Donaghy for Corrigan. A really critical 45 minutes for QPR. They've got to get a breakthrough, and I suppose if it goes on without a breakthrough, the man they might well look to is Mick Leach, the substitute, who's got something of a lucky charm of coming on and scoring vital goals as he did at Everton. Masson. Now by Keegan. Referee going across to have a word with Keegan. He's got a face of youthful innocence about him. Got him off the hook there, possibly. Still no challenge. With the free kick. McClintock right in there, but beaten by Donaghy, but unfairly so, and that's a free kick to Queen's Park Rangers, right on the edge of that Manchester City penalty area, where they've, over the course of the season, they've produced the odd firework in this sort of situation, and they never need it more than now. Francis and Masson having words. The referee deciding he wants the ball back 10 yards, which they're not. Corrigan like a cat on hot bricks behind. Hollins are there. Flicked over now for Jerry Francis, but Keegan there. And it's a corner. Delicate little flick over there by Masson. And Masson now with this corner. Givens Dancing around there, trying to get a bit of space. Webb right in there, the fists get in there. Corrigan, still not away yet. Stewart beaten by Masson, who's having a very good game indeed, in spite of that bad ankle. Now Oakes, here's Francis. Just kept it in. And a throw to Queen's Park Rangers. They're beginning to turn the screw a little now on Manchester City, keeping this pressure going. Bowles. Francis. Bowles again. Francis again. Gibbons with a shot. Oh, a magnificent save by Joe Corrigan. Well, it was delicate play inside the box there, and it fell to the left foot of Gibbons. A tremendous shot. And a very good save. And now Rangers with a corner. Corrigan brought up a really superhuman effort there. No wonder he smiles. That really was a brilliant save. Thomas hit low again. Didn't really look like getting through though. Masson. Gillard there. Referee right to allow that play to go on. Thomas crossing it in once more. Now for McClintock. Oh, that ball tantalisingly just bouncing that half yard away from him. Suddenly saw it there as a real chance, and it never really became one. Donachie. Webb. Hollins. Hartford is having a go at Hollins. He's been called to the referee. I told you before were the first words. Right. Francis is through, and that again didn't quite fall for him, so nearly did. Play on, says referee Bosey. Beaten by Masson. Masson and Francis between them getting in there. And a bit of an upset there as Thomas is involved with Hartford, and then look at that! And the referee is having a trouble there, separating them all, helped by members from the Manchester City bench, and the fighting's going on there, all starting from nothing. Donachie was involved too, being pulled away by Tommy Booth. And a policeman now involved with a fan who tried to get on too, and the tension really coming to the surface there. And what's the referee going to do about it? He's calling Asa Hartford. And he's got David Thomas as well. Now Hartford has been spoken to pretty severely once or twice by referee Bosey. He sent him off. Hartford has been sent off. And Mike Doyle inquiring the referee what that was about, and shouldn't he be doing something about Rangers as well. And Hartford goes off. Flare-up that came almost out of nothing there, but again shows what a terribly tense business it is when you're chasing the Football League Championship. Now can Rangers, with a quarter of an hour left, facing 10 men, get this vital goal? Jerry Francis in there, Doyle in there, Webb is in there, and Francis is there, and across the goal, and still it didn't go into the net. Corrigan now arguing fiercely with the referee. Well, that looked a sure thing for Jerry Francis when Webb finally managed to make the ball go his way. Screwed it across the face of the goal and missed the far post by no more than a couple of feet. Tension everywhere on this field, and I would think in the director's box as well. Jim Gregory at the bottom right there, the Rangers chairman. He suffers more than most chairmen. He very rarely stays right to the end if the tension is great. I wonder if he'll do it today. So it's Donaghy now. Good run. Not a bad shot. He needed a good save. Donaghy kept going. Now Masson. Hollins right up there, pushing everybody forward now. Bowles versus Doyle again, and Doyle has not put a foot wrong. Suffering from German measles since Thursday. A rash right across a part of his body, across his chest. Said he didn't feel all that well, but he really has played well today. City's throw. Now Bowles. Free kick. Floating it in there towards David Webb! There it is! Webb has done it! David Webb has scored the vital goal. That desperate den of a footballer. And that's the 4th time this season he has scored what could be a very important winning goal. A little free kick. Webb was there first. A backward flick with his head over Corrigan into the net. 1-0. Now Francis. 9 minutes to go. Francis. For Manchester City. Now it's going to be a few strong nerves right around this ground amongst the Rangers fans and management. And McClintock is injured, and not least strong nerves in the director's box as well. Really wouldn't have seen that goal. It looks as though he's already gone. What is of more pressing importance for Rangers is that Frank McClintock seems to be hurt. And Mick Leach already beginning to strip off. And McClintock in real trouble. And that could just add to the tension now for Queen's Park Rangers. A man who really epitomises the strength of Rangers in defence, Frank McClintock. And now they've got to do without him for the vital remaining 7 minutes. And Mick Leach, who never really has let the club down, comes on as substitute. But it means a slight rearrangement. And now Bowles onside. What a lovely ball there for Mick Leach. That's the value of having this man as a substitute. He comes on and he's such a trier. That was a beautiful piece of play again by Coles. Fallage. Now, we spoke about the pressure in the director's box, and as I said, the chairman very often can't see the game right through to the end. And here we are 2 minutes from the end, and he's had enough. He can't stand any more of it. And here's Tommy Boo. Manchester City who still to play Derby and Liverpool at home. And after this game against Queen's Park Rangers, they've still got to play Manchester United away. So they are going to have an enormous say in this First Division Championship. Just a little bit muddled there at the moment, Queen's Park Rangers, these last seconds. There's the long ball, sending balls off in pursuit. Doyle is there again. And it's all over. 2 priceless points for Queen's Park Rangers. A goal coming from their number 6, David Webb, being hugged by his former Chelsea teammate, John Hollins, just a quarter of an hour or so from the end. So a very, very valuable win for Rangers. And it looked for so long in the game that they weren't going to have the luck that they required, hitting the post twice, and Frank McClintock being helped off the field. A man who did so much at the back to keep Rangers playing good, relaxed football, which got its reward in the end with that goal by David Webb. So what could be a really momentous afternoon ends with a victory for Queen's Park Rangers. A final scoreline then at Loftus Road. Queen's Park Rangers 1, Manchester City 0.
So Rangers won, and with the other top 4 all winning at home, it was just as well. Frank McClintock's injury, by the way, was in fact a twisted ankle. Rangers, though, are optimistic that he'll be fit for next Saturday's game at Newcastle. The Manchester City skipper Mike Doyle has already tipped Queen's Park Rangers for the championship earlier this weekend. And after the game, I asked him if he'd seen anything in this afternoon to change his mind.
Still fancy them, Brian. I think they've got a great run in now, and they needed 2 points today especially. I think because all the other top teams were at home, so they couldn't afford to let one slip, and fortunately they got one. Well, they got the 2, didn't they? And when they didn't particularly look like getting them.
Were you impressed by them today or not?
I wasn't impressed by them today, no, but I have been, and I still think they'll win the league.
Did you gather there was much tension amongst the players out there on the field?
There wasn't so much with our players, but I think from now to the end of the season, I think the Queen's Park Rangers players will start to feel the tension, but...
Did they show signs of it today?
They did. They were arguing amongst themselves once or twice, which I didn't think was a good thing, but Webby got this goal. It's a crucial moment, and he seems to do this. He has a knack of doing this, and that secured the points for them.
Yeah. You losing Joe Royal didn't help, obviously.
No, Joe's a great target man for us, and it's unsettled us a little bit, but Kenny came on, and he did a good job and put himself about a bit,
Sure.
but we weren't any match for them up front. They were too strong for us at the back, and simple as that.
At which point we welcomed Don Masson, who had another magnificent game for Rangers yesterday. Mike Doyle talking there a little bit about the pressure and the fact that it's showing.
Yes, I think it will from now on to the end of the season. Obviously the pressure is going to be greater for us, and but this is, we've got to live with this.
But he seemed to suggest you weren't living with it very well yesterday, that you were arguing amongst yourselves, Don.
Well, if you're going to win anything, I think players have got to be keyed up, and the only way to win anything is by geeing players up, by geeing each other up, which we're doing this now at Queen's Park Rangers.
So there's no animosity, there's no bitterness?
Oh, none at all, none at all. Once we come off the pitch, everything's forgotten.
What's been new about Rangers this year, do you think? I mean, it's been a wonderful run for you.
It certainly has. I think the way we've played, we've tried to adapt the continental way of playing football. Dave's a great believer in this, the Holland team, and we've tried to adapt our way of playing, and I think we've been quite successful this season.
I was saying what a great game you had yesterday, in spite of a swollen ankle. How much did that handicap you, though?
Well, I had a good warm-up before the match, and once I got out there, I forgot about it completely.
Had you given up hope, almost, of getting that vital breakthrough? Because you've been near so often, and yet either the woodwork or a good save by Corrigan seemed to be stopping you.
The goalkeeper played exceptionally well, and unfortunately in the first half we hit the woodwork twice, I think. Johnny Hollins was particularly unlucky, where he hit the post and rebounded to the goalkeeper. And but Davy Webb's always liable to score from dead ball situations.
Which he did. Let's have a look at that, shall we? That was, what, 6 minutes from the end, and you took the free kick.
Yeah.
And you spotted him pretty quickly, didn't you, as he makes his run from the left hand side?
He makes his run from outside the box, and I tip it over, and the number 2, I think it is,
Number 12, Kenny Clements.
Yeah, he comes in behind and
Yeah.
Davy, it's in the top hand corner. Good goal.
Yeah. I tell you, maybe we can have a look at that one again very quickly, Don, because you were saying to me a bit earlier that you thought Joe Corrigan, who'd had a brilliant game, in fact, might have been at fault with that, and the ball was always curling away from him a bit.
As you can see now, Davy's out of caption at the moment. I tip it over the two, he's in space. Corrigan comes now, and there was no way he was going to get that ball. If he'd stayed in his line, I don't think he would have got it anyway, because it went in the top-hand corner. But I think that was his only mistake of the game. He played particularly well, I think, the goalkeeper.
The crowd were brilliantly behind you yesterday, but next week, for example, you go to Newcastle, where they've got maybe as noisy a crowd as there is in the First Division, and that's going to be a very difficult game.
It is. They're a bit of a bogey team to Queen's Park Rangers, although we beat them in the league at Loftus Road this season. Unfortunately, they beat us in the cup up there. But we drew last year up there, if I can recall, 2 each, and I think we should do particularly well this Saturday. They're all looking forward to it anyway.
Just one quick personal note, you seem to be ignored by Willie Ormond of Scotland all the time, and this, I think, rankles a bit with you, doesn't it?
Well, there's nothing I can do about it, really. I just have to keep plugging away and hope for the best.
And you really are home. I think it's got to be this summer, hasn't it, really?
Well, if I don't get in the squad this summer, I may as well forget about it, I think.
Don, you've got a lot of other things to look forward to, and I think one of the things we ought to do, in all honesty now, is to try and sort out the riot on the pitch 15 minutes from the end when Asa Hartford was sent off. First of all, let's get a view from Manchester City's Mike Doyle.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. I didn't see the incident. I thought one of the QPR players went over the top to Asa, and Asa, he lost his rag, and I think somebody belted him behind the ear. I just saw a hand swing, and the next thing, he was pulled aside and booked. I was a bit surprised when the referee sent him off, but it was a bit of a melee, and I didn't know who was going on, who to go to and sort out.
No, there were plenty to choose from, actually, at that point, wasn't there?
There was, yeah. It was a bit of a free-for-all, you know. It wasn't... it was a sad reflection on the game, in actual fact.
It was, really, because it didn't reflect that sort of game at all.
No, not at all.
Well, after the match, there was also a spiky exchange between the two managers, a bit unlike them, really. Tony Book of Manchester City said, once again, the offender got away with it, to which Queen's Park Rangers' Dave Sexton replied, if we're going to have a silly row, I must say I thought Asa had it coming. Maybe he was unlucky to get sent off that time because although he'd done the worst punching, many other blows were aimed. And Reg Drury in the News of the World concluded, now the final verdict rests with the big match cameras who witnessed that Shepherd's Bush battle. Well, let's look again at that evidence, and it wasn't the first time that Asa Hartford had been spoken to by referee Terry Bosey. There were a couple of times in the game after 44 minutes. This was after a challenge on John Hollins, and again after 62 minutes when there was a rather late challenge. The first one, in fact, was on Dave Thomas. The second one was on John Hollins. Now, this is the moment, with about 14 minutes to go, that it all happened. A fairly innocuous midfield situation, and as that ball comes loose, the number 6 of Manchester City, Alan Oakes, goes for it. So too does Don Masson and Jerry Francis, and we stop it there because that's where Tony Book says there was an over-the-top tackle, Don.
No, that looked... I haven't seen that again. That looked a fairly innocuous tackle, really, didn't it? You know, if you can just keep that...
Yeah, we get it moving again in a moment. And your point is that you come away with the ball.
Well, Jerry comes away with the ball there.
Yeah.
He drags me away there, but
now Asa comes in.
Yeah, Alan Oakes, he's not too upset with the challenge. He thinks it's a fair challenge.
But now look what happens now. As Dave Thomas comes in from behind, from the top of the picture, and look at Dave Thomas's face, says an awful lot. He's had 1 or 2 battles with Asa Hartford, and now Asa is clearly his target. And he pulls Asa Hartford's hair, but now watch Asa Hartford react as well. With a swinging blow with his right hand, he catches Dave Thomas there on the side of the face, and now the referee knows trouble, he's got trouble. He knows also that he needs about 12 pairs of eyes to keep it all in order, and I must say you have to sympathise with the referee in this sort of situation. But he goes after Hartford, he grabs him in a rugby tackle there, and now all sorts of other things begin to happen from off the field, because by now the men are coming from the trainer's bench. There are policemen on the field as well, the linesmen coming in as well. But I want you to watch now from the bottom of your picture as Willie Donachie of Manchester City comes into the picture, the number 3. He's aiming for the number 10, Stan Bowles, for some reason best known to himself. And this is what he does to Stan Bowles. Bang. On the back of the head, Bowles falls against the Manchester City physiotherapist. The Rangers players now thoroughly incensed by it all. And Tommy Booth, his number 5 teammate of Manchester City, comes in to act as a mediator to separate the two parties. The upshot of it all, Asa Hartford gets sent off. You might wonder also whether Dave Thomas and indeed Willie Donachie were not lucky that they didn't follow him. A bit tougher than you thought, I think, wasn't
Well, I
it?
didn't realise it was as bad as that, Brian, I must say. I think it was little Asa caused it all by coming in late. If he hadn't come in at that instance, nobody would have bothered about it, but he came in. He was a bit niggly all the match, which is a tragedy, really. There's no need for him to do this. And it all revolved around little Asa, I think.
It was a sad moment in a marvellous game, and congratulations to you, Don, particularly for the marvellous season you've been having as well.
Thanks, Brian.
Well, now we come to our second match, Coventry City against Newcastle United. Just the goals that were covered by ATV, the commentators Hugh Johns. Coventry City are the team wearing the plain shirts.
That's Powell. And Craig gets it back for Burns, and Craig again for Burns. Oakey is steaming back to get at Burns. And there's no way that the referee could allow that particular tackle to go unpenalised. Obstruction, indirect free kick. Number 11, Tommy Craig with it. And it'll come in here for Hudson to knock back again. McDonald. Blythe. And the goal is given. Bird has got it. 1-0. 1-0. It looked very much as though 2-3 men were standing all over Jimmy Blythe as the ball comes in. But it stands. John Bird scores his first ever goal for Newcastle, and they lead here 1-0. 42 minutes of the first half gone. Well, there is a turn up for the book. The free kick floating in. Number 12, Hudson, knocks it back again. And Bird, the man who connects. And Coventry will argue about it. Hutchison. Cartwright comes rather lucky. Oakey and then on to Cartwright again, who's being chased by Burns. Did well, Murphy! 1-1! Well, we've played 1 minute of injury time in this first half, and it's paid off. 1-1. Donald Murphy scores his fourth goal for Coventry. Cross ball, Cartwright's cross ball, neatly done. Murphy swung the boot, Mahoney no chance.
Well, that one finished 1-1, and that brings us to our Golden Goals competition of 1976. And here are the two trophies to be won. This one by the player who scores the golden goal, and this one perhaps by you, a big match viewer who wins our Golden Goals competition. This week we've cut the short list of goals to a final 6. What you've got to do is put them into an order of merit, which is best, second best, third best, fourth best, down to sixth best. All 6, in fact. And I'll tell you later how you can register your vote. So here we go then with goal A, scored by Brian Basson of Chelsea, and this came in their match against Carlisle United, played at Stamford Bridge.
Graham Wilkins with Basson outside him. Played for Charlie Cook. Back for Graham Wilkins. Basson hobbling up badly at the moment now. They've got Maybank already off the field, injured a moment ago. Brian Basson hobbling very badly, in possession now. Obviously in some discomfort. Oh, but what a goal! Goal B is scored by Mick Barry of Carlisle United, and it came in the same match against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Now Train. Carlisle by now, I would have thought, pretty demoralised. They offered a fair bit, particularly in the opening 20 minutes when they came forward with a lot of aggression and purpose. Oh, and there's a great goal! Oh, my goodness, what a goal by Barry! Goal C. This is by Trevor Brooking of West Ham United, and it came in their game against Derby County, played at the baseball ground.
At Holland to pick up Brooking. Oh, what a nice bit of work. What a good goal! What a good goal! That wasn't even an opportunity of saying what a good shot. That was a goal from the time it left Brooking's feet.
Goal D. Brian Kidd of Arsenal got this one, and it came in the game against Norwich City, played at Carrow Road.
Machin coming again. Ross looking for Armstrong. And that's a good one too. Ball. Kidd coming to the near post. Kidd going in. A great goal. A lovely bit of work.
We move to Goal E. It's by Dennis Stewart of Manchester City in the League Cup final at Wembley against Newcastle United.
Now MacDonald. Royal. Oakes. Donachie. Got Barnes outside him. Donachie prepared, though, to float it in towards Tommy Booth. Oh, and what a goal by Stewart!
And finally, Goal F by Alan Whittle, scored for Crystal Palace in their cup tie against Sunderland at Roker Park.
Kerr now will take this kick. Is this going to be a problem for Crystal Palace? It's not, because Hammond is there. And look at that for a good throw. Straight into the path of Peter Taylor. Whittle is up with him as well. Taylor taking on Bolton. Moncur getting in behind Bolton. And he needs to. He's going past Moncur as well. There's the cross coming in. Whittle to go! Alan Whittle!
Now remember, you have to put them in an order of merit, from the best down to the sixth best, and the Golden Goals coupon will be appearing in the Evening News and the Evening Standard in London all this week. You can either enter that way, which is obviously more convenient because the goals will be listed and numbered for you, or if you wish, you can vote by postcard to this address. Golden Goals, London Weekend Television, London SE99. Golden Goals, London Weekend Television, London SE99. And the Golden Goals judges will be meeting to decide the winning order. The judges this year being Dave Sexton of Queen's Park Rangers, Pat Jennings of Spurs, Vic Railton of the Evening News and Bernard Joy of the Evening Standard. And for the winning viewer, there's the trophy that I've shown you, an appearance on this programme and a chance to meet all the top footballing stars in our special Golden Goals party. And I'll be showing you those goals again for the last time on the big match next Sunday. But now we come to our third game. It's a critical one in the second division between Bolton Wanderers, who've really been going through a bad time in the last month or so, and Chelsea. The match is at Burnton Park, Bolton, the crowd of 20,817. The pictures come from Granada Television, commentator Gerald Sinstadt with Bolton in white.
Nicholson coming in support. Greaves on a run through the middle. Plenty of Bolton men in the attack. Greaves! Put it against the post. Beautiful run by Roy Greaves. And a fine pass, but when he connected it came back off the woodwork. And now Ray Wilkins for Chelsea. Swain losing it. Greaves. Reed. Watmore's flick. And here's Morgan! And again! And blocked by Bonetti. Greaves' header goes wide. And it's a goal kick. Willie Morgan saying something to the referee. But when the ball was put in there and Willie Morgan found himself free, his first attempt was an air shot. His second was blocked by Bonetti. And then when it cannoned out to Greaves, his header drifted wide of the post. Reed, harassed by Lewington and Stanley. Dunn gets it away. Hay for Chelsea. Good ball by Lewington. Britton is onside. Siddall coming out. Britton has gone round him and scored! 5 minutes into the second half, and Chelsea celebrate as though it were a goal that meant promotion for them. Beautiful ball, played instantly through, that set Britton away, and when Siddall came, the little fella kept his head so well, slipped the goalkeeper, and trickled the ball into the empty net. Dunn. Letting it go for the throw-in. Thompson. Watmore. Hay quickest to recover. Reed to Byron. It's 3 against 3 here. 4 against 3. Byron tries the shot and Bonetti got fingertips to it. Byron saw he had the shooting chance. Let fly. And Peter Bonetti, still the man they nicknamed the Cat, gets across to turn it aside. Morgan's corner. Greaves' header. And an own goal! Willie Morgan's corner. Roy Greaves with the header. And a deflection past Bonetti, I think by David Hay. Morgan to Thompson, galloping away there, running at Harris. Bolton now with 5-6 men forward as Greaves crosses. Morgan, just over. Thompson put away down the left, finding Greaves, and Greaves' centre hit on the volley by Willie Morgan, curling it just a matter of inches over. Thompson. Thompson flattened. And that's Wilkins, who's already been booked. Must have come very close to an early walk then. Reed, Byram's flick, and it's another own goal! Gary Wilkins! Graham Wilkins didn't look, felt the player coming in on him, and as Bonetti came out, Graham Wilkins played the ball and kicked it straight past Bonetti, and that's 2-1.
What a crazy way to lose a match. That's it. Next weekend it's Cup semi-final time. In On the Ball we shall be bringing you the very latest news and views from all the semi-final camps, and of course on Sunday afternoon exclusive coverage of one of the games in the big match. We leave you today, as if you haven't guessed already, with one of those moments in a football season that I think we might look back on as being rather special, when our guest Don Masson and his teammate David Webb broke the deadlock and took Queen's Park Rangers just one tantalising step closer to the title, an afternoon of contrasts.
Behind it, behind Don Masson, floating it in there towards David